So we've all heard about the morning routines, right? The cold showers, getting that sunlight, timing your coffee just right. We're told that's the key to great sleep. But what if I told you the real magic? The thing that truly determines how well you sleep happens in that last hour before your head even hits the pillow. I mean, have you ever had this happen? You do everything right, you get your 8 hours, but you wake up feeling just exhausted, like your brain never really shut down. It's so frustrating, right? Well, it turns out there's a very specific biological reason for that feeling, and today we're gonna track down that culprit. Okay, let's pull back the curtain. The main character in this whole nightly drama, that thing that's really standing between you and that deep restorative rest, well, it's a hormone you've definitely heard of. It's cortisol. Now hold on. I know what you're thinking. That's the stress hormone, right? And yeah, that's what we call it, but it's not the whole story. A better way to think about it really is as your brain's built-in alertness signal. Its main job isn't to stress you out. It's to keep you sharp, vigilant, and ready for anything. So here's the problem. If that alertness signal is still blaring late at night, it's basically telling your brain, hey, it's not safe to power down yet. You know that feeling when you get a stressful work email at 9 p.m.? That little jolt of, I have to deal with this? That's cortisol. And when that happens, you don't get deep sleep. You get that light, choppy, fragmented stuff where your brain just never, ever fully checks out. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. We can consciously turn that signal down. We can take control. The key is to send our brain powerful safety signals. So let's dive into 3 super simple, science-backed habits that do exactly that. All right, habit number 1. This one is probably the most ancient, most primal safety signal we've got. Lower the lights. And the reason this works so well is actually pretty simple. Your brain doesn't really understand what bedtime is. It doesn't look at a clock, it understands light. You see, light is the master switch for our internal body clock. So when you're blasting your eyes with bright overhead lights or staring at a phone screen late into the evening, you are literally sending a signal to your brain that says, hey, it's still daytime. And that creates this huge biological conflict, right? Cortisol stays up, and melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep, gets put on hold. And you can see that biological tug of war right here. On one side, you've got intense light basically screaming at your brain, stay alert. Cortisol stays high, melatonin is suppressed. But look at the other side. When you switch to warm, dim light, everything changes. Cortisol naturally starts to drop, melatonin gets the green light, and your brain finally gets the memo. It's nighttime, you can relax now. So what's the move here? It's simple. About an hour to an hour and a half before you plan to go to sleep, start dimming your environment. Turn off those harsh overhead lights. Switch on a warm lamp. Basically, you're creating your own personal sunset indoors. Okay, so we've handled the external environment. Now let's tackle the internal one. This brings us to habit number 2. Unload the mind. You know how you can have like a million tabs open on your computer browser? Well, the goal here is to close all those open tabs in your brain. Here's why this is so important. Your brain is essentially a predictive machine. It's always trying to get ahead of things, to solve problems before they even happen. So when you've got that to-do list for tomorrow or just some random worries bouncing around in your head, your brain keeps those thoughts active. It thinks, I might need to deal with this. And that constant what if keeps your whole system on high alert. Luckily, the fix for this has a fancy scientific name, but the actual practice couldn't be simpler. It's called cognitive offloading. All that means is getting those thoughts out of your head and onto paper. And look, we're not talking about some long, drawn-out journaling session here. This is a quick 2-minute job. Seriously, all you do is 1, jot down the main things you need to do tomorrow, and 2, list out any of those little worries that are bugging you. And what this does is pretty amazing. You're basically telling your brain, hey, don't worry, I got this. It's written down, it's safe. And your brain can finally let go. It doesn't have to waste energy keeping all those tabs open anymore. Studies actually show this one simple thing can massively cut down on that late-night worrying because your brain trusts that you won't forget anything important. Okay, our third and final safety signal brings it all together, connecting our mind to our body. Habit 3 is all about calming the body. The big idea here is to literally, manually shift your nervous system out of go, go, go mode and into rest and recover mode. So think of your nervous system as having 2 main settings. You've got the sympathetic state. We all know this one as fight or flight. That's your high alert, cortisol-fueled setting. But for deep sleep, we need to be in the other one, the parasympathetic state. That's your rest and digest setting. It's all about safety, recovery, and yeah, low cortisol. So the big question is, how do you flip that switch whenever you want? Well, the fastest, most direct tool you have is your own breath. It's like a secret button. Certain ways of breathing actually activate something called the vagus nerve, and that nerve is basically the master switch for your whole rest and digest system. And here's a super simple, super powerful way to do it. Just breathe in through your nose for about 4 seconds, and then breathe out slowly, really slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. That's it. Just repeat that for a minute or two. Now that long exhale, that is the whole secret. Making your exhale longer than your inhale, that's the key. It's what triggers that relaxation response. It literally slows down your heart rate and sends this incredibly powerful signal from your body straight up to your brain that says, we're safe. So if you look at all 3 of these habits, there's one common thread, right? It's all about sending your brain signals of safety. And this brings us to maybe the most important point of all. You can't force yourself to sleep. You just can't. You have to allow sleep to happen by convincing your brain that it's safe to do so. At the end of the day, your brain's #1 job is survival. It's a survival machine, and it will only let you enter that vulnerable state of deep sleep when it is 100% convinced that it's safe to drop its guard. That is the one non-negotiable rule of sleep. The great news is now you have 3 powerful tools to do just that. You can signal night by dimming the lights, you can signal closure by getting your thoughts on paper, and you can signal calm by just slowing down your breath. It really comes down to this. By consistently communicating safety to your biology, deep sleep becomes far, far easier to achieve. So really, the only question left is, which one will you try tonight? And look, this isn't about doing everything perfectly all at once. It's about starting. It's about working with your biology instead of fighting against it. Because when you consistently send these simple signals, deep sleep stops feeling like a battle, and it just happens. So which safety signal are you going to send tonight?